Got some crazy updates regarding the Deadspin article that was released where they accused a 5-year-old boy of dressing in blackface to an NFL game. As you know, this boy was quickly shown on national television during the Chiefs-Raiders game with the right side of his face painted in black. Karen Phillips then took that snapshot and without doing any investigation or using any critical thought, accused the 5-year-old of being a racist. I just actually found out that the name is actually pronounced Karan Phillips. And Karan is not a chick, he's a dude, but I think the name Karen fits better for him. And Karen Phillips responded to the controversy in a now deleted tweet saying, "For the idiots in my mentions who are treating this as some harmless act because the other side of his face was painted red, I can make the argument that it makes it even worse. Y'all are the ones who hate Mexicans but wear sombreros on Cinco." And of course this now deleted tweet received one of the worst ratios ever, and even prompted a response from Elon Musk calling him an unapologetic racist and a deceiver. Shame on him. And this young boy is not the first one stuck on the wrong end of Karen Phillips' insane mind. Karen Phillips wrote this article a couple years ago titled "White Fans Were Entertained by Black Athletes a Day After a Racist Killed Black People in Buffalo. This is what white supremacy looks like." And he also tweeted, "I'm from Saginaw, spent a lot of time in Flint. I've never seen this many white people in Flint in my life. It's concerning." Thankfully, a lot are calling for this young boy to sue Deadspin and Karen Phillips. Also, I received this DM from one of my followers yesterday saying, "I know the Chiefs kid. Want to know something funny? The kid is 100% Native American. I know him and his family personally. Also, he will be in the front row at the Green Bay game next Sunday in his full get-up again. No one is canceling this kid. Go Chiefs." Now, I'm not saying everything said in my DMs is 100% accurate, but you can judge for yourself. Hopefully, this is just a bump in the road for this young man who is just getting his life started, and hopefully he becomes a very rich man from the pockets of Karen Phillips and Deadspin.
All right, guys, so I guess you could say that I'm a little late to this story, but better late than never, and I guess never late is better, but I am getting to this story involving the Kansas City's Chiefs fan that was wearing blackface, okay? And the woke revolutionaries, or a woke revolutionary, a race hustler, Karan J. Phillips, responded by accusing this young child of being a racist and demanding that the NFL do something about it. Now, I cannot believe 2 days into this controversy that this article is still up. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard about it, but it still is. And by the way, I've done videos about Karan J. Phillips and his race hustle before. And I guess that's why I'm blocked, right? I'm blocked on Twitter, so I can't even see any of the guy's tweets, right? So he blocked me for whatever reason. Again, because I've exposed his race hustle before. And lo and behold, his race hustle has backfired once again, okay? So we're going to read a little bit about what happened here in this accusation of racism and this guy doubling down on his silly take that this kid right here who was seen at the Kansas City Chiefs game wearing face paint is actually wearing blackface, and that somehow this is some form of racism. Because again, this is backfiring big time on this guy, and I think that it opens up the opportunity for a defamation lawsuit against this outlet, which is desperately needed, right? Because they do this all the time. So again, headline: the NFL needs to speak out against this Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface, native headdress. Okay, so this guy is basically asking the NFL to target a child, okay, for wearing face paint, but he claims that it's blackface, right? So let's listen here. It takes a lot to disrespect two groups of people at once, but on Sunday afternoon in Las Vegas, a Kansas City Chiefs fan found a way to hate black people and the Native Americans at the same time. Wow. Wow, again, this is strong language, right? This is extremely strong language to describe a child wearing face paint, right? Saying that the child hates black people and Native Americans at the same time. Amazing, amazing. The image of a Chiefs fan in blackface wearing a native headdress during a road game leads to many unanswered questions. Why did the camera person give this fan the attention? Why did the producer allow the camera angle to be aired at all? Is that fan a kid, teenager, or a young adult? Despite their age, who taught that person that what they were wearing was appropriate? The answers to all those questions lead back to the NFL. While it isn't the league's responsibility to stop racism and hate from being taught in the home, they are a league that has relentlessly participated in prejudice. If the NFL had outlawed the chop at Chief games and been more aggressive in changing the team's name, then we wouldn't be here. There's no place for a franchise to be called the Chiefs in a league that's already eradicated Redskins. Okay, so I want you guys to understand what's going on here. This guy is essentially not only accusing the kid of being racist, he's accusing the producers of being racist, the cameraman of being racist, the parents of being racist. So basically, everybody that's remotely involved in this child being put on television is a racist, right? According to this guy. Again, this is silliness, okay? This is nonsense. Again, especially when you consider the whole story here, which is the fact that this kid was not wearing blackface. This kid was actually wearing face paint that included both team colors on both sides of his face. Take a look. Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. So not only was the child not wearing blackface, he was wearing face paint because red and black are the team colors for the Chiefs, right? And he's a fan of the Chiefs. He was also doing the chop, and the players were doing the chop as well too. Again, something that's completely and 100% harmless, okay? It doesn't hurt anybody. It's not a form of hate. It's not a form of bigotry. It's not a form of racism. But again, this guy boohoo, whines, and cries racism without actually understanding the full story or researching exactly what was going on. But he doesn't really care, right? He probably actually did know. He probably actually did know that the kid was wearing face paint, but he didn't give a damn, and he wanted to take the opportunity to try to defame this child for woke virtue signaling points, right? Because that is what this guy's whole career is based off of, which is race hustling, right? This is race hustling 101, right? So he goes on to say, this is what happens when you ban books, stand against critical race theory, and try to erase centuries of hate. You give future generations the ammunition they need to evolve and recreate racism better than before. Again, so unambiguously, this article is accusing this child of being a flaming racist. So basically, they are trying to destroy this child's future. Okay, they're trying to take away opportunities for this child based off this bogus accusation of racism, in which he is rightfully receiving a ton of backlash for in regards to his article, and then also him doubling down when people spoke out about this. Okay, he got a lot of backlash for this. Okay, and this guy says, for the idiots in my mentions who are treating this as some harmless act because the other side of his face was painted red, I could make the argument that it makes it even worse. Y'all are the ones who hate Mexicans but wear sombreros on Cinco. Yeah, so again, this guy eventually deleted this tweet, and probably the reason why he eventually deleted it is because news have come out that this young fan is actually a Native American, right? Again, so it gets worse. Not only was the dude wrong about him wearing blackface because he's actually wearing face paint, okay, because of the team's colors, he also accused the kid of basically appropriating Native American culture, assuming that the kid was white, right? Again, he just assumed that the kid was white. But now, come to find out that the mother of this child is actually stating that the young fan is a Native American, right? So again, this is so funny because it seems that the real racist here is the guy that is screaming and pointing his fingers at others and calling them racist. He's the real racist because not only did he assume that the child was wearing blackface, okay, because he's not black, right? But he also assumed, again, that the child was appropriating Native American culture, okay, that this is some white kid trying to pretend to be a Native American and, oh, this is so wrong and so harmful and dangerous, when the kid was actually Native American. This guy passed so many judgments with doing no research, with not sitting back and thinking at all about, okay, what could this be? What could all the possible scenarios be for why this child is doing this? No, he didn't do it. So now we live in a world, okay, this is peak wokeness, where you have a black woke writer accusing a Native American kid of being a racist for wearing blackface and appropriating Native American culture. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. So let's read about this. A sports reporter who accused a young Chiefs fan of racism against both black people and Native Americans has learned that not only was the child not wearing blackface, but he is a Chumash Indian to boot. Deadspin reporter Karan Phillips accused Holden Armenta of mocking black people after seeing a picture in profile which did not show the half of his face painted in the red of his beloved football team. Phillips also slammed Holden's Native American headdress and his tomahawk chop gesture, claiming the little boy had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. Yeah, so again, I'm not sure how this young boy is hating Native Americans when he's simply participating in activities that are native to his culture, right? Because he is Native American. Which again, this is hilarious. This is so funny to me. This evening, it emerged that the youngster has Native American heritage himself, with a grandfather serving on the Santa Ynez band of Chumash Indians, and that the team's multi-ethnic squad had enthusiastically joined in with Holden's Indian chopping gesture. Quote, "Just stop already," the boy's mom, Shannon Armenta, wrote on Facebook. He is Native American. Again, so I want you guys to understand, this guy right here, who doesn't look Native American at all, right? He has more authority on who can and who can't appropriate Native American culture and crime racism than this kid right here. Again, it's just so hilarious, right? It really is, okay? Because this guy just assumed that this kid was white. He made all types of assumptions and allegations with no proof, no evidence, no real research, and then it's backfired on him. Hopefully, this outlet, Deadspin, gets sued. Okay, I mean, we remember what happened to Nick Sandman, okay, in the mainstream liberal media, accusing him of bigotry and hate. They should be sued into oblivion, okay? And maybe, just maybe, it will make some of these outlets think twice before hiring these race hustler writers who have no skills whatsoever outside of boohoo whining and crying racism. Again, if they couldn't boohoo whine and cry racism, if it wasn't profitable to do that, they would have no career whatsoever. And again, this is an industry that needs to be defunded, right? The boohoo whine and crying racism industry, which is what this guy's a part of, needs to be defunded for this very reason. Because all these people, when you have a hammer, everything is a nail, right? So again, this is what they do when it comes to racism. They boohoo whine and cry racism over everything, and then it backfires on them, like this situation right here, because of course everything is not racism, okay? But when you live your life and your whole career is literally to try to accuse people of racism for money, this ends up happening, right? You end up with situations like this. So again, I hope this guy gets sued into oblivion. I hope Deadspin gets sued into oblivion. I hope this little kid becomes rich, right? Rich off of this, because he certainly deserves it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.